Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Audrey Hepburn and specifically the movie Funny Face because I recently watched it. I saw that it was on Amazon Prime and it's like one of the few Audrey Hepburn movies that I had not seen yet. So I watched the entire thing and I felt like I wanted to talk about it because if you didn't know already, I love Audrey Hepburn like pretty much every other person in the world, but I just really love her. I think she's such a talented actress and like such an interesting person too, and like her style and just everything about her is my aesthetic. I love her. So I will watch pretty much any movie if it has her in it. Like, I don't care about the plot. If it has Audrey Hepburn, I will watch it and I will love it. And I feel like that's just kind of like every single movie she's in because like I just feel like if the movie didn't have her in it, it just would be horrible. Like, think about Breakfast at Tiffany's, but not with Audrey Hepburn. It just wouldn't work, you know? Like, it needs to have her in it. So, basically, we stan. And, like, this is all just a personal opinion, so please don't take this as me being like, you have to agree with me, or like, if you disagree with me, I hate you, because that's not at all what I'm trying to say. I just thought that it would be interesting to talk about this because I really haven't seen too many other people, you know, getting onto this or whatever. So I believe Funny Face came out in 1957, I want to say. Basically, it is a musical movie that was based off of an already existing musical, so it has some of the same songs, but I'm pretty sure that they changed like the entire plot. And as far as I know, it is actually Audrey Hepburn singing in this movie. Like, I know a lot of people were shocked when they found out that she doesn't actually sing her songs in My Fair Lady, and like I was kind of annoyed with that too because like she has a good voice. Like, I mean, it's nothing amazing, but it's like it works, you know. It's fine. Why wouldn't you just let her sing, you know? Please. Anyway, so this movie is a musical. And it's basically about this like fashion model industry that is doing some photo shoots at a bookstore, and they find Audrey's character named Jo, and she's like this nerdy, introverted, geek type character who kind of looks at like the whole fashion stuff and like what they're doing is really dumb. And to be fair, what they do is they like literally just barge into her bookshop, take out all her books, mess it up, and then just leave. They don't even ask her for permission, so I can see where she's coming from. And like, I work at a library, so I get that when people come in and mess up books, it's not just like, okay, put them back on the shelf and it's fine. Like, no, they need to be in a specific order, so basically don't do that. Here we meet a character that I think is quite possibly the worst person I have ever seen on television. Ever. I literally cannot stand him at all. Like, I hate him. His name is literally Dick. And I'm pretty sure he was the main reason why I thought this movie could have been way, way better. So basically Dick is the photographer, and he just is really, he reminds me of like those 50-year-olds that like creep on you when you're trying to do your job. And I looked it up and he's literally like 58 and Audrey Hepburn was 28. And like, obviously they're both adults, they both can do whatever they want, but I feel like that age difference, it's just so noticeable and it makes you so uncomfortable because at the start of the movie, Audrey Hepburn's character, like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but she definitely seems like a very young person. She looks like a teenager, and I know that's just because Audrey, like, looks like a teenager, but she just does not look like an adult, and he looks like he could be her grandpa. And basically what happens is after they do all the photo shoots in the bookstore, they leave, and he stays behind, and he's like, okay, I'll help you clean up, which, good job, that's nice. But then as he's helping her, he just leans over and kisses her. Now, I understand that this movie was filmed at a time when that was okay to do, and there was a very different idea of how men could act towards women. Like, that would not be okay today. And like, I get that, and I think it's important to watch these movies and read about that stuff so that you know why it's so important that that doesn't happen now. Like, if a 58-year-old man just comes up and kisses you without any consent, that's just gross, okay? Please no. And then on top of that, he's like kind of rolling at his eyes at how she likes to read and how she's interested in all this different stuff, because he's like, wow, girls can't be smart, whatever. And he finds out that she wants to go to Paris, and he's like, wait a minute, we have this modeling thing. If you model our clothes for us, then I'll let you go to Paris. So basically, there you go. And this is the part of the movie that kind of confuses me, because it never really explains why exactly they wanted her to model for them so much. The movie is called Funny Face, and I get that Audrey has a very unique face that was kind of considered unusual at the time, but like, it's never really brought up. It's not like anyone ever is like, wow, you look so weird, or like, you look so different. Actually, the only person who ever like says anything about her face is Dick, when he says she has a funny face. So that's another thing, you know, if you're trying to flirt with a girl who could be your granddaughter, maybe sing a song about how funny her face is. So basically, long story short, they go to Paris, she does all these modeling things, but first, before all that happens, nobody even bothers to tell her, like, where she has to go. So then Dick gets all mad at her because she wasn't at this specific place when he didn't even tell her. So then she gets upset at him, you know, like you do, and he just starts singing another song about how they should just make up and it's fine and whatever. Also, after they've done like all the modeling stuff, then she has a chance like to, like, they're going to some party or whatever, and she finds out that this professor that she's been dying to meet is going to be speaking at this cafe or whatever, and she's like, oh, I'll just go over there quickly and listen to what he has to say. And when Dick finds out that this is what she's doing, now look, at this point, they aren't really a couple. It's not like anything has really been determined, so he really has no reason to be like this. He gets so upset, he rushes over there and he's like, I'm gonna beat you up. He literally just drags her out. He's like, nope, you can't talk with him. He doesn't want to talk to you about anything important. He just wants to, you know, get together with you. And it like literally just drags her back to this show. And then after the show, she goes back to be with the professor. And Dick, when he finds this out, he literally goes, gets a plane, and is gonna like fly back to his home. I think I can't remember if it's like before or after. At some point he like finds her with the professor, and it does turn out that the professor is a little bit of a creep. But before any of that, he just barges in and like throws something at him. Please. So then basically the movie ends with Jo realizing that she actually does love Dick, and then they just kiss, and that's the end. So story-wise, it's pretty generic. It's kind of your basic girl meets guy, guy falls in love with her, for whatever reason they aren't together yet, but then there's some like horrible thing that happens and one of them leaves on a plane. And that's something you see over and over in every single chick flick ever. So, I mean, you have to respect that this kind of started that whole thing, except I don't know if this started the whole thing, maybe it was a different movie, but, you know, it can definitely see where movies probably took a lot of stuff from it and, you know, made it their own, which I think is interesting. Another thing about this movie is even though there aren't too many songs in it, so it's a little bit weird when people just start randomly singing, it does have good music, and the dancing is amazing. Even though I hate Dick, he can dance. Like, that boy knows what he's doing, and like Audrey obviously is the best at everything. So that part of it I did really enjoy, and like the costumes, perfect. But the overall storyline and just Dick's character, oof. Just no. So would I recommend this movie? Yes, in the fact that it has amazing dancing and amazing music and Audrey Hepburn, but is it a good movie to base your relationship after? No, don't do that. But if you just want to have a good time screaming at a certain character, it's the movie for you. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Have you watched this movie? Have you not watched it? What did you think? Do you agree that Dick is a really horrible person, or do you kind of, feel bad for him or whatever? Like, let me know in the comments, and I will see you all later.